Okay, next up we have PerNet.
So, may I ask, how does your network look like? Mine, for example, I have 359 Facebook friends and 100 LinkedIn connections. However, I can guarantee you that from those, I probably only know like 53 on a personal level. And let me tell you, that probably includes my mom, my dad, my brother, my cousins, hell, maybe even my dog. So, well, don't get me wrong, digital media is amazing for so many things. However, it's nothing like personal networking, real personal networking. For myself, I can tell you from my own experience, I'm an international student. When I came here, I didn't know anyone. Now, I can probably stand here today speaking on a decent English only because I knew people. I started engaging with new people. And those people actually really helped me in so many projects and probably will help me in so many projects to come. So, that's why I'm concerned, because we are losing the ability to connect on a personal level. 55% of the working American launched alone. And I can bet it's probably the same thing for the college students. So that's where PerNets come in. We want to make sure that our users are able to build, maintain, track, and improve their personal network and social skills like never have been before, in a very efficient way. So, just to give you an idea how this will work, let me paint this situation for you. Imagine this person launching alone on the cafeteria. Wouldn't it be better that because of the app, he will be able to have lunch with his friend that he didn't know that also was going to have lunch at the same time but in a different cafeteria? And what about if they take advantage of that time that they are already planning to waste on only lunching to meet two new people that have things in common with them? So, also, it's not about only putting people together, it's also about engaging conversations. The app can tell you like, hey, bring up Game of Thrones to the conversation, because the app knows that all the people in the table like Game of Thrones. So you get a very engaged conversation where you can actually decide whether or not those people you are meeting belong to your personal network or not. We are not talking about making networks that very big. We're talking about the local network. And this person just gained from their Wentworth. He met two new friends, and he stayed close to one friend. You might realize there is one node over here drifting apart from the rest. And that's where also the app is going to come in to help make sure to maintain the relationships you already have. It's going to tell you like, hey, you haven't met with your good friend, Luis, like in 2 weeks. What's happening? You probably should catch up. So it's going to give you the opportunity to catch up and make sure you don't drift apart. It's not only about building and maintaining, it's also about improving your network. So in order to gamify the experience and also to challenge you to build your network in a better way and a more balanced way, we're going to introduce challenges like, hey, I challenge you to meet 3 people from the 3 different majors in this week. So if you actually accept the challenge, you will be, with all these features together and many more, you will be building and maintaining, tracking and improving your network in a very innovative and new way. Also, you will improve in your social skills. So who can benefit from this? Probably everyone. But for now, we're focusing on college students. So in this case, we actually focus for many reasons on these particular colleges of Boston, which give us an initial market of 125K potential users. However, this is only including college students and the current focus. This is to maintain these users for this stage. We're going to have so many operational costs and startup costs. However, we think that we can actually make this sustainable and profitable by introducing kind of a freemium model where we're going to make revenues from premium fees, ads. Actually, we can then tackle the market of data collection, and all with making deals with bigger institutions, with big communities that might actually benefit of making their community to engage better. So we're going to make this possible with our SAP plan. Start enhancing the design of the front end of the mobile application, accelerate the process of finalization of the mobile application back end, and also perform all UAs, user satisfaction evaluations, additional market research, and branding events that we can think of. To make this happen, we're gonna need the current stage startup cost, 1 year of operational cost, and office and branding supplies, which is gonna be a total of $1,362. The good news, I'm not alone in this. I have my great team, and I think that we together, if you give us the funding, we can make each of the user networks stronger one launch at a time. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, you intrigue me about the data collection. Can you tell me about what the idea around data collection is? What would you be collecting and what would you sell?
Well, for example, right now, well, we mentioned that we are not focusing on right now because it definitely needs a lot of research, especially for the part of in the legal statements. I have done some publishing of mobile apps myself before, and you definitely need to include if you are actually collecting data from the app and actually selling to third parties. We need to actually research that more. However, we know there's a lot of opportunities to sell, for example, if what kind of people like what kind of things, what kind of people are actually sitting together, to which restaurants they're going to meet. I mean, there's a lot of data that's very valuable for advertisement over there. So yeah, we think it will make that.
Yeah.
To make more money.
So the data collection is actually a project for the future for this. I'm currently working on big data and AI machine learning. So in a couple of years, if this takes off, we start getting data, collecting data, and we start using machine learning algorithms, right? And we start seeing people and connecting dots. You like Game of Thrones, he likes Game of Thrones. You start doing it simpler ways to do that, basically, with better algorithms.
Who are your competitors?
Well, we'd like to think that our current competitors will be those that actually hold a decent market share. In this case, we mentioned social media, but not as our competitors, more than to distinguish ourselves from the next personal networking app, because we know there's too many out there. For our competitors on the field is actually connecting people. We can see Tinder, for example, is like more for romantic things. However, those are not tackling the real market, and the real market are not the users. The real market are actually the communities, the institutions that will care about making their community more socially engaged between them. So I like to think that we don't have real competitors in this moment, in case that we're tackling a different market.
So there's another market here that you guys being college students may not have seen as much in this relationship or in your current context, professional networking.
Yeah.
I think that the idea, the product idea focused on a collegiate setting, I'm with you there, but I'm not going to pay for it. And although the data and other sorts of things, it's a different model there. In a professional networking context, people who are maybe, I don't know how old you are, but 5, 10 years older than you, huge market there. People who would actually pay for the ability to connect up their professional networking groups with each other. It's what they do. Has anybody been to the HubSpot event that happens once a year? How many people went to the one this year? Tens of thousands of people. Imagine deploying this there and connecting up those folks with common interests, et cetera, et cetera. How much would HubSpot pay for you for that? I'm not saying that you should change your model. I hate it when judges do this, by the way. But as a suggestion, as a potential, opportunity to investigate, the similar product focused in a different way, to me, would feel like it has an interesting, financial model that would be, perhaps compelling, as a suggestion. My question to you is, you guys have got some skills there. Where's the product sit? Is there a demo? Can we see it? Is there a screenshot? How's it looking?
Well, right now we have been integrating making the basic things on the UI for Android, because we're focusing on Android because we both have a lot of knowledge in Java. And well, the only thing we are getting so far is basically working on integrating the API from Facebook and that kind of stuff because basically at the end, everything is every people you add to your network is being added to the network. That's the fundamental part by the end. So that's basically where we are at. However, we need to still work on, as I mentioned it, on an actual design, because we are working on the back end. We're working on the back end part of the app, and we are not far on being done with the back end, but definitely we also need to work on the front end.
So first of all, go international students, stay strong. So, and my question is the moment of truth. So I download the app, and then how are you going to help me break the inertia to actually engage in a physical conversation with someone?
Well, that's where challenges play a great part about on that. For example, if you are on a first-year seminar class, an institution might tell you, hey, part of your grade is actually meeting this many people this year. And also, we can make all of ways to gamify and reward the player, I mean, the user.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you.